everybody. Turn my Zoom recorder on while I think of it. So, I'm going to be asking off this for the next little while. Um, is I need your help a little bit. I like to say a lot because when I say this, I'm just be frankly honest with you guys, is that, which some of you guys know, for those who don't, here we go. I'm getting an inheritance in mid-August, which is going to allow me to pay off all my debts, get a newer vehicle, and see what's left over. This has been going on for over a year now. It's been nothing but delay, delay, delay. So that's really out of my control. But here's the thing: this is where I need your help right now. Is that I know that I'm stepping into, and I'm just going, okay, here we go. And, you know, I've already purchased the software, um, which is by Ableton software for recording at home. I'm not good at this stuff. So I found the guy that would resonate because he speaks he really respects, and I can feel that, he really respects, um, he's intuitive, he's very spiritual. Maybe he doesn't know it, but he very much is, because he's in tune to how to speak to me about stuff. And so I've been wanting to bring him into my home a couple months ago. And unfortunately, because of this delay on my inheritance, is prolonging the delay me getting him into my home here. I've already sent him the information this morning that he asked for. As some of you guys know, I've been going through a bit of a rough time in the last week or so, or two, but especially the weekend. But I broke through it, I could say. So I need to raise some funds so I can pay him to come into my home to help me set up my home studio with the software. My PayPal's up above. Any little bit helps because it'll all add up. I'm going to put a figure out there because, you know, he's going to learn. He has to spend time at home learning about, because I already sent him the information about what the setup I have, meaning my computer, my software, my looper, just all the information he needs so he can learn behind the scenes. So when he does come into my home, he just goes at it. He's just one of those people like it and that. So I'm sure it's going to cost maybe $500 in the end. He is worth every penny. If I was able to hold off any longer, I would hold off, but I can't hold off. My personal funds are tapped out. I have a paid event on Sunday, which is going to be my last sound bath for a while. That money is going to get me through for the next 2 weeks until my check comes in. So, you know, everything I do is, I could say the word allocated. You know, I run on a very, very tight budget right now. I'm maxed out, I'm stressed out, you know, which a lot of us are. But, you know, if you would like to assist and help me to put some funds towards him, like I said, and I'm sort of getting the figure, it could be $300 to $500. I'm going to put it that way, $300 to $500. And I really won't know until he gets back to me. Plus, he doesn't maybe have an idea himself at this time. I'm estimating he's going to cost me about $100 an hour, is what I'm estimating. And I'll put it this way, it's worth it for me, so I'm able to record at home. You know, I'm using GarageBand right now, and to explain this to you guys to the best of my ability, keeping it very simple, is this. Well, if you're already using GarageBand, why do you need this software? With GarageBand, it does not recognize my looper in its entirety. The software I got with Ableton is compatible to my looper, so when I say that, to be very clear, my looper has 5 channels, and I can add to each channel many times as a 1. But here's the thing is this. The Ableton software recognizes my looper, which is the Boss RC505, And so when it records each channel. So I'm able to control thereafter the levels. I do my best at this end while I'm recording, so yeah. So it's important for me because I've got two projects right now. I've been working on one seriously for the last, what, week actually, a good week. And I nailed the song, but what's happened is that because the recording I did, it's all muddy and all this, which I get. And that's things I work on continuously. So, any donations you're able to assist or help me out to go towards this beautiful, incredible being who is going to learn my system. So when he comes in here, he can just go at it. That's the best way I know how to say it. He can go at it, set up my computer, set up my looper, everything recognizes everybody, show me how to record. That's all I need right now, is for him to show me and set up my system so I can record at home. That's, I know, I can feel it inside of me. Wow, didn't expect that, but it's true. So, yeah, I come on here to play. Yeah, so that's what's going on. And I appreciate any help, muchly appreciate it. Okay, here we go. Wow. As I these last couple of months, especially, well, this has been an ongoing process for me for the last 2 years. But but what's been happening, I don't believe it's all one thing, but it could be just one thing. But overall, my choices in my personal life is the overall view of, there, as I go to say this, for anyone who's not aware, I was caught up in the Western medical system because they diagnosed me as depressant and anti-anxiety. And this is where I'm so grateful for this amazing community that I'm a part of, is you guys have helped me to understand more about who I am and what is really going on. And so for the last couple of years, I've been wanting to come off, and every time I tried to come off, it wasn't really time as much as I would have liked to, but then there's reality. And then, so October 21st, Spirit said, it's time. So, with these, having a brand new doctor, and I started the process, and I'm very proud and pleased to say that as of October 11th, that I am off both of them. I managed to do it in 6 months. I know I did it on one level, absolutely. But the thing is I had amazing healers in and around me to assist and help me with this process, and I cannot thank every single one of them. Oops, here we go. this is what happens with me now. When this energy comes in, I just go, okay, I'm learning. And as I was sharing before, I get interrupted by this energy flow. That this process of coming off from over the 6 months, like I spent a lot of time online here, of course, because this is how I express my energy and etc. And so what's this energy, and when I say this, because there's so many combinations of everything, because there's everything happening universally, and then there's my inner, my inner self, and then there's the Western side of medication that is, and which was, I know, interrupting the flow of who I am, et cetera, et cetera. And so like the amount of shifts and how, because I'm trusting myself. I've said that before, and you may not understand or comprehend. That's okay. You don't need to understand or comprehend what I'm saying. But the thing is I'm learning to trust everything that I'm doing, and I've been doing this all along. But what's happening is it's almost like I'm leveling up again, again, again. And that's the thing about us and our consciousness. We're just, every time you think you get it, you got another level. And that's the thing about the journey. And is that we do level up, and we get comfortable with that, settle into that, and then it does it again. But we're always leveling up. It's never this. It's always going up. And that's, so for me, I'm just proud of myself for my choices. And, and when I say this, I did a live, I think it was Monday. Like I got scared over the weekend because it's like I was going not fucking nuts, but I was scared, so scared. This is how scared I was within myself, that I thought I might have to go back on this Western medical system. That's how fucking scared I was. And I have my go-to person, and I reached out to her. I knew she was with her family, and I said, look, I know you're with your family right now, but I need some help. And I said, I'm okay, which I knew I was okay. But what happens when we reach out and we ask, and then, all of a sudden, there was somebody else who reached out to me privately and was just checking in with me. And I just burst into tears. And that's how the universe truly does work, is how she sends us people to say whatever they're saying. I had a lady, I think it was Thursday or Friday last week, that reached out and said the same thing. I said, no, I'm doing good, thank you. And when I say this, I knew inside that she could feel something. And I wasn't dismissing her, I was just in my own protective mode. And when it comes to people I'm not really familiar with, it's no judgment when I say that, none at all. But, here's the thing is with my music, like how it keeps on unfolding and evolving, and it just blow my own fucking socks off. I'm getting the fuck out of my own way and allowing and trusting everything that I am doing now, and not how I did it 5 minutes ago. Because it doesn't matter how I did it 5 minutes ago, whatever it needs to be expressed. And I'm allowing myself to be with it all. And so I'm just going to be saying this throughout, but if you go back and listen to the very beginning, you get a lot more details. I'm asking for some financial help. It has to do with me recording in my home, but like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it explains it all. So if you want, to find out what's really going on, please go back and listen there, because I don't want to repeat it all throughout. And I think you can appreciate what I'm saying. But I have a gentleman I've already approached, and I got him the information today of what he needed to know, so he could learn behind the scenes, and then come into my home and set up my home for recording, because the software I'm going to be using, which I'm not currently at this moment, but I will be using, is compatible to my looper, and it can identify each channel. So so here we go. I remember in the spring, and this always happens. I call them God smackers. But this journey that I've been on, and just stepping into, I could say, um, it's there's been so many God smackers, and like that was a God smacker, and there's different levels of God smackers for me because that's a God smacker, like, cause it's just the energy. Because every time I play a song, it's a God smacker. But then what happens at times is just like the other day on Monday, Wednesday, sorry, after I did my interview with Linda Christine, and by the way, it's pinned to the top of my personal Facebook page if you want to go have a boo. And there was this energy, and I just come on here, and things unfold, and that's where recording at home is getting this equipment set up in my home is very important. So because I have to be very conscientious, which is fine because I need to do that while I'm playing, of my levels, which I'm constantly working on being conscientious to the best of my ability. But sometimes I get carried away and forget what the heck I'm doing over here. and I've been learning to bounce back and forth and getting easier, more comfortable with bouncing back and forth. And yeah, just learning. So let's see where we go. Wow. That song I just shared is called Activation. It's gone to another level now these days, which is friggin' awesome. Um, but I like to share with you guys when I got this looper, which my looper came in 2 years ago, and then but I did rent a summer one for a couple of months till mine came in, so it gave me an opportunity to figure some things out. But anyway, so when I recorded when I recorded using the looper, the song, which was channeled just before Christmas of that year, that it took this inside of me. This song activated me. It, and that's what my music does to myself. It activates me. And this song particularly is where it started, really started. And I'm so grateful to have this amazing opportunity to channel the way I do, because it's just, it's friggin' powerful. And this particular song, when I start using the looper to record it, like my feet usually move, but there was a waking up that was happening from my feet all the way up my legs to up into my body, and this song literally has activated my body to feel. And I've been learning to let go of and holding on instead of just allowing, and this song has really assisted and helped me in my body being activated, which is my heart, my soul. It's everything that I am, and how I express today is not the same as it was 2 years ago when I started this part of my journey. It's not. Doesn't mean I wasn't feeling it, but I didn't express it very much. But that's where you see, I'm being with it and allowing my body to take me wherever it takes me. And so that's why you're seeing my expressions the way you see them now, is because I'm allowing myself to feel and allow myself to express my entire body how it feels. So this song's been very instrumental, and I cannot wait to record it and have it available. This morning, I've been getting nudges for this for a while, but people come across my path, and what I'm starting to recognize is that they're put in front of me for a reason. A beautiful sister of ours, I don't, right now she's away for the weekend at a festival, a music festival, but I never really, should we say, checked her out. I knew who she was. I knew she did events. But this past couple of months, I've been starting to really see how involved she is and what she does, and et cetera. And then this morning, I went and checked out her website. I went, holy fuck. So she's exactly who and what I need right now. As I say that, is, I'm just going to do something here right now, because this is my last SD card, and I don't necessarily need to have a recording while I'm chatting. I use it more so for the music side of things. 32400. This is what I have to do in the moment. But anyway, so I've been saying periodically from time to time, I need somebody to help me market me, put me out to the world. Well, guess what she does? I went, oh, okay, that even explains more why you're so involved over here. So I reached out to her. I know she's not going to most likely get back to me until next week sometime, which is fine. But I'm going to be revamping a whole pile of stuff, getting ready now, and approaching her on a business level, but also, well, it is business. Sometimes it's sort of hard or difficult for us to separate business from who we are, because that is who we are. My business is what I do, right? I'm the Soulful Guitarist. But, so I, basically formally introduced myself to her and suggest she go check me out. So she feels what I do, because like I do feel like I'm ready. I do this, right? But I don't go back down here. And when I was hanging out with Linda Christine the other day, that's what we talked about, the ebb and flow and how we do this. But I feel, the way the shifts are happening within me doesn't mean I'm not going to have rough times, because we all do. And to try to say, oh, everything's perfect in my world. Nothing wrong with you. I'm high vibe this, high vibe that. That is fucking bullshit. That's not true. That's trying to live in a present yourself to be something. And that's where I call them the wannabes and willoughbys. And I'm so grateful for people who've spoken truth and honesty, because I know what resonates for me, what doesn't, what fits. And it's the people like Christine Aguilera. There's a whole list of people. Lisa Marie, Dr. Joe Delaney, Todd Medina, Suzanne Amara. And there's others as well, but that are very, very high in my books, because they come out and they just speak truth. And like Dr. Joe and Lisa Marie did a live just before I come on here. I listened and did whatever I was doing. And then once they were done, then I came on here. I went to attempt to come on here, little glitches here and there, but got it, sorted out. But it was just, I'm just so grateful for people for speaking truth and reality, and not trying to make it a pretense as, oh, I'm spiritual. Come to me, I'll teach you. Nobody can teach you this shit. Nobody. The shift is within. Some people are able to guide it, and that's where I appreciate Suzanne Amara's, her work, in which she now has a partner, which is Kelsey. I think it's Kelsey. Sorry if I said it wrong, but yeah. Anyway, it's, they don't try to tell you, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you. No. We do it for ourselves. And there's people like, Suzanne Amara and Kelsey. Dalton, there we are. Dalton Kelsey. There we go. Sorry, I knew there was something not quite right. But anyway, is they don't try to present themselves, come to me, I'll teach you. No. And that's where they have a Dragonscape this weekend, and I hope to attend if it all goes well. So it's a guided meditation. We take ourselves to wherever it is within us for us to open up to ourselves. And those are the people that I really respect, highly respect. And like Jade Rader is another one, right? And I've been following Jade before I even got connected with this amazing community. Because it was Jade Rader in January, I believe it was, of 2020. She was on with Todd Medina. That's how I found Todd Medina, and I found this incredible community, which I'm a part of. But it's there's a leveling up, and it's like, if I just want to say this, is that don't put me on a pedestal, because that is you put me on a pedestal. I'm very honest. It's like this past weekend, like when I'm going through something, I may not be able to talk about it online yet, but I usually do at some point. And, I become, part of and as I even, process this process of my own, is I go quiet. And I started going quiet. I noticed I was feeling off, but as you really start being quieter than normal, and then on the weekend, it was like basically nothing, because it was just where I need to spend now this time with me. And then, as I spoke about before, just, I reached out to my friend, and then, somebody sent me a message, and it just opened me up. And that's the universe coming and supporting me in this process. because we feel we are alone, because the truth is we are alone on this journey, but it does not mean we do not have support in and around us in this process. And that's where, I have my amazing group of friends and family, soul family that is, to assist and help me when I need. And most of you guys know I don't reach out easily or lightly, because my time is valuable, so is yours. I'm not going to sit here and, it just, sometimes we just need somebody to hold space for us as we just do our own inner processing. So, on that note, I'm going to say, I am going to say, I just need to stop this recording, which I could have done a bit ago, but that's okay. Is that, who knows when I'm going to be back, as you guys know. I can't wait till the next time we gather. Hugs and loves.